this video, I'm going to talk about evaluating expressions. First, some vocabulary. A variable is a letter used to represent one or more numbers. An algebraic expression is an expression that contains at least one variable. Now let's talk about the notation. If we see 3 parentheses n, like at the top of the table, or if we see 3 dot n, or if we see 3 with an n right next to it, that means 3 times n. That all indicates multiplication. We see 10 fraction bar y, or if we see 10 division sign y, they both mean the same thing. 10 divide y, that indicates the operation of division. If we see 7 plus c, it means 7 plus c, just like it says, and that's addition. If we see 5 minus x, that's exactly what it reads. 5 minus x, and that operation indicates subtraction. Example 1. Evaluate each expression when n equals 5. So essentially what that means, we're going to substitute where we see their n's, and we're going to substitute in a 5. So we're going to do 10 parentheses 5. And we're going to use a parentheses to indicate substitution, and 10 times 5 is 50. Next, part B. We have 15n over n, or 15 fraction bar n. We're substituting our 5, so we're going to do 15 divide 5, which is 3. And I'll circle so you have the final answer. Substitute the 5 in for c. So we have 5 minus 1, which is 4. And then last but not least, part D, 5 plus 10, which gives me 15, and we are done. Example 2. The cost of seeing a movie at a theater can be represented by the expression A plus R, where A is the cost in dollars of admission, and R is the cost in dollars of refreshments. Suppose you pay $11.50 for admission and $15.50 for refreshments. Find the total cost of your movie trip. Let's first rewrite the expressions. We have A plus R equals, let's highlight to make everything the same. So we're using green for R, yellow for A. So we're going to plug in A was what, $11.50? R was $15.50. $15.50. Highlight so we're the same. Now we just add them. $11.50 plus 11.50 plus 15.50 will be $27. And we are done. Example 3. Write the pairs in words and as a product. So in part A, we have 6 raised to a 1. So we'll highlight my powers in yellow. We'll highlight our base, what we call the base, in green. So how this is going to work, it's going to be 6 to the first power. and this is just 616. So the next one, we have 3 to the second power. Highlighting my base in green, my exponent in yellow, so we write 3. To the second power. And essentially what this means is just you write 3 twice. You write 3 times 3. Next example. We have 1/4 to the third power. Highlight the power in yellow and the base in green. So we just write 1/4 to the third power. And you rewrite this as 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4, and we're done. Part D. We have z to the 6th power. You just rewrite this as z, highlighting the base in green, to the 6th power. So we have z times z times z, just write out 6 times, times z times z times z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are done. Example 4. Evaluate the expression when for x to the 4th when x equals 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in 2 for the x. So we're going to say 2 to the 4th power, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. We know 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 4 is 16, and we are done. Part B. N squared when n equals 1.1. Plug in 1.1 in for the n, so 1.1 squared is just 1.1 times 1.1. And 1.1 times 1.1, we'll use a calculator. 1.1 times 1.1 is 1.21. And we are done. Each edge of the medium-sized pop-up cube shown is 15 inches long. The storage cube is made so that it can be folded flat when not in use. Find the volume of the storage cube. So first we need the volume of a cube, which is V equals S cubed. So we know S equals 15. So now we just plug in our 15 in for S. So 15 cubed is 15 times 15 times 15. Plug in the calculator. And 15 times 15 times 15 is 3,375. And we have to use our units. And in this problem, we are talking about inches, so cubic inches.